Good morning, philosophers. Hope you had a pleasant evening last night. Let's get into it. Where were we? Oh yes, the flavored souls. Those who have esteemed injustice highly, and tyranny and plunder, will join the tribes of wolves and hawks and kites. Or where else shall we say they go? Certainly to those, said Cebes. And clearly, the destination of the others will conform to the way in which they have behaved? Clearly, of course. Such certainty. The happiest of these, who will also have the best destination, are those who have practiced popular and social virtue, which they call moderation and justice, and which was developed by habit and practice, without philosophy or understanding. How are they the happiest? Because it is likely that they will again join a social and gentle group, either of bees or wasps or ants, and then again the same kind of human group, and so be moderate men. That is likely. No one may join the company of the gods who has not practiced philosophy, and is not completely pure when he departs from life. No one but the lover of learning. It is for this reason, my friends, Simmias and Cebes, that those who practice philosophy in the right way keep away from all bodily passions, master them, and do not surrender themselves to them. It is not at all for fear of wasting their substance and of poverty, which the majority and the money lovers fear, nor the fear of dishonor and ill repute, like the ambitious and lovers of honors, that they keep away from them. That would not be natural for them, Socrates, said Cebes. By Zeus, no, he said. Those who care for their own soul... I'm going to start saying by Zeus. By Zeus! They say it so often. That's awesome. By Zeus, no, he said. Those who care for their own soul and do not live for the service of their body dismiss all these things. They do not travel the same road as those who do not know where they are going, but, believing that nothing should be done contrary to philosophy, and their deliverance and purification, they turn to this and follow wherever philosophy leads. How so, Socrates? I will tell you, he said. The lovers of learning know that when philosophy gets hold of their soul, it is imprisoned in and clinging to the body, and that it is forced to examine other things through it as through a cage and not by itself, and that it wallows in every kind of ignorance. Philosophy sees that the worst feature of this imprisonment is that it is due to desires, so that the prisoner himself is contributing to his own incarceration most of all. As I say, the lovers of learning know that philosophy gets a hold of their soul when it is in that state, then gently encourages it and tries to free it by showing them that investigation through the eyes is full of deceit, as is that through the ears and the other senses. Philosophy then persuades the soul to withdraw from the senses insofar as it is not compelled to use them, and bids the soul to gather itself together by itself, to trust only itself, and whatever reality, existing by itself, the soul by itself understands, and not to consider as true whatever it examines by other means, for this is different in different circumstances, and is sensible and visible. Whereas what the soul itself sees is intelligible and invisible. The soul of the true philosopher thinks that this deliverance must not be opposed, and so keeps away from pleasures and desires and pains as far as he can. He reflects that violent pleasure or pain or passion does not cause merely such evils as one might expect, such as one suffers when one has been sick or extravagant through desire, but the greatest and most extreme evil, though one does not reflect on this. What is that, Socrates? Asked Cebes. The soul of every man, when it feels violent pleasure or pain in connection with some object, inevitably believes at the same time that what causes such feelings must be very clear and very true, which it is not, Such objects are mostly visible, are they not? Certainly. And doesn't such an experience tie the soul to the body most completely? How so? Because every pleasure or pain provides, as it were, another nail to rivet the soul to the body and to weld them together. It makes the soul corporeal, so that it believes that truth is what the body says it is. As it shares the beliefs and delights of the body, I think it inevitably comes to share its ways and manner of life and is unable ever to reach Hades in its pure state. It is always full of body when it departs, so that it soon falls back into another body and grows with it as if it had been sown into it. Because of this, it can have no part in the company of the divine, the pure and uniform. What you say is very true, Socrates and Cebes. This is why genuine lovers of learning are moderate and brave. Or do you think it is for the reasons the majority says they are? I certainly do not. Indeed, no. This is how the soul of a philosopher would reason. It would not think that while philosophy must free it, it should, while being freed, surrender itself to pleasures and pains, and imprison itself again, thus laboring in vain like Penelope at her web. The soul of the philosopher achieves a calm from such emotions. It follows reason and ever stays with it, contemplating the true, the divine, which is not the object of opinion. Nurtured by this, it believes that one should live in this manner as long as one is alive, and after death arrive at what is akin and of the same kind, and escape from human evils. After such nurture there is no danger, Simmias and Cebes, that one should fear that, on parting from the body, the soul would be scattered and dissipated by the winds, and no longer be anything anywhere. When Socrates finished speaking, there was a long silence. He appeared to be concentrating on what had been said, and so were most of us. But Cebes and Simmias were whispering to each other. Socrates observed them and questioned them. "Come," he said, "do you think there is something lacking in my argument? There are still many doubtful points and many objections for anyone who wants a thorough discussion of these matters. If you are discussing some other subject, I have nothing to say, but if you have some difficulty about this one, do not hesitate to speak for yourselves and expound it if you think the argument could be improved. And if you think you would do better, take me along with you in the discussion." I am thinking about stopping Phaedo here, honestly, because remember, this is about me. And I am just not terribly interested in another 10 pages of debates about things that are clearly wrong. Excuse me, another 25 pages. Good Lord. I'm not sure this is terribly useful. I mean, it's interesting. What can we learn from it? What can we learn from this so far? We can learn that if one's premises are wrong, that one's logic will lead you all over the universe and Hades. We're kind of learning the Socratic style of dialogue, where he makes points and then asks questions. I don't know that I'm interested in continuing this, to be honest. So, there's a couple options. We can switch books and continue reading Plato. I think the main, sort of Platonic book is Laws, or excuse me, the Republic. The Republic and Laws are kind of the two big ones. Like, a lot of people say that reading Republic changes their life. At least it changes how they think about government in general. But it's a big one. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to think about this. We might switch authors. Might switch to some Marcus Aurelius, something like that. Or if you guys are if it's really important to you guys that we finish Phaedo, let me know and we can continue. No, we can't. No, we can't. This is my reading time. I'm not going to read stuff I don't want to read. If you guys want to read it, there's a link to the book in the description. You can get the book, and you can read the whole thing if you want. We're done with this. Moving on with my life. All right. So, let's see. My thought for today. Oh, yeah. I tweeted this yesterday. And I have some thoughts on social media, too. Probably think on those tomorrow. But for today, it's 3 words. I don't know. I don't know. What a noble thing to say. What an honorable thing to say. And you know what? Like, ironically, or paradoxically, what a wise thing to say. Like, what's more wise? A person that pretends to know and guesses and, states his guess authoritatively as if he's sure and knows? Is he more wise than the person who just says, hey, I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that information. I think the person that says, I don't know, is vastly more wise and more honest and genuine and less deceptive, and I don't know, they got their head on straight. People that talk out their ass, that's a red flag. That's a problem. That lowers your trust in those people. I don't want to be a person that just says what he thinks is true as if I know. I want to be more proud of myself for when I don't know, for saying I don't know, for admitting and owning that position of ignorance. Ignorance, like admitted ignorance, is not shameful. In fact, it's the beginning of where you have to start to learn something. You can't learn something if you think you already know it. You're not in the right mindset. But if you know that you don't know something, then you could admit that, and that allows you to have space to actually go looking for the information to learn. So in that way, I don't know is the beginning of truth. It's where you start. You don't start at your best guess. You start at, oh man, I don't know that. Let's go find out. Let's learn. Let's find some truth. I don't know. You apply that to everything, right? Like, you can apply that to new people you meet. I don't know this person. I don't know if they're trustworthy or not. I don't know if they're a good person or not. So I'm going to act accordingly until until I'm able to set about finding out what kind of person they are. And then you watch what they do and observe and take in the data and find that truth. I'm learning how to TIG weld right now. And most welding is pretty easy. Professional welders make it out to be like it's something super hard, but it's not that bad. But you got to be careful with that attitude, because if you think it's super easy, then you will not go looking to learn as much as if you admit you don't know. So even though I've TIG welded some, I'm going to still think about my TIG welding skills as, I really don't know yet. And we're going to try this big project coming up. That's going to be fun. Anyway, so I don't know is going to be something that I'm going to focus on today. Being not only happy with admitting that I don't know, but sort of being proud of myself when I'm able to admit I don't know. Because a lot of people can't do that. Most people have not said the words I don't know nearly as often as they should have in life. That's not going to be me. I have no idea who's listening to this. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. Tomorrow, I will not be here at the studio. I'm going to the Solar Punk Summit, and I'll be camping there tomorrow night. So when I wake up tomorrow morning, wait, is that tomorrow? Tomorrow night. Okay, so we'll have one more of these shows tomorrow morning, but I'm going to have to figure out how to do these on location. I don't even know if I'll have internet. We'll see how it goes. Have a great day, guys.